Dr. Lykin answered the phone on the other side, and she told me to rush to the hospital because my son was in very critical condition. Did she tell you anything else? I didn't say anything else. I hung up the phone. I told my wife I got ready. It took me some time. What did you do next after you were told about this? What we did next? I washed my face very fast and we got dressed, took my daughter to her godmother's, and then went to the hospital, me and her. About what time did you get to the hospital that morning? Defense counsel, objection, immaterial. The court, I'll allow it. 15 minutes later, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Are you sure? Not even 8 o'clock. When you went to the hospital, you went to the parking lot? We went to the emergency room. Why did you go there? Because at that time, it's very hard to find a parking spot, a spot to park the car in. I was in a rush. I went right to the emergency room, left my car there. An officer came, a security guard, I believe, came and told me I can't leave my car there, and I explained the situation. Okay, so this way, don't park it there, park it over here, another spot at the emergency. And where did you go from there? Took the elevator and went to the 3rd floor. What happened next? On the 3rd floor, we went to the intensive care unit. We got inside, and then I saw Dr. Lake, Dr. Judge, a few nurses, 6 or 7 nurses, I don't know, nurses or doctors, but I recognized away Dr. Luke and Dr. Judge. I was taking my coat off and I asked Dr. Lake, is my son still in critical condition? And she said she walks with us, me and my wife, shaking her head in a negative way, and she said, I'm sorry, Mr. Todd, we did everything we could. And what did you take that to mean? Defendant's counsel, objection, Your Honor. The court sustained. Based upon her response to you, did you make any assumption at that time with regard to Sam's condition? Defendant's counsel, objection. The court sustained. Did she tell you what she meant by she was sorry, they did everything they could? Well, when she said that, my wife started crying and I started crying, hugging each other, comforting each other, and Dr. Lake was still in there. She was giving us comfort too. What do you mean by that? What was she doing? She was rubbing my wife's back, and she went to get a glass of water. At this point, the area where you had this conversation with Dr. Lake, was this in the unit itself or someplace else? It was outside the intensive care unit. And how long? I mean inside the neonatal, but not in that specific room, in the hallway. Did you know why your wife was crying at that time? Why she was crying? Because Dr. Lake had said to her that they did everything they could. What did you take that to mean? Defendant's counsel, objection. The court sustained. Did she tell you at that time whether he was alive or dead? No. Did you ask her? No. Why not? Because we assumed he was dead already. And how long did you and your wife spend in this hallway outside of this area, outside of the actual neonatal intensive care unit? 15, 20 minutes. And what happened next? My wife asked Dr. Lake if she can see him, if she can see her baby, our baby, and she said, yes, if you're strong enough, yes. And what did you do next? We stepped inside and looked at the monitors. Were you aware that Sam was located in the place where you saw him? Defendant's counsel, I object, incompetent. The court overruled. Yes. Where was he located? On the left side. Was there anybody around him at that time? I'm sorry. Was there anybody around him at that time? No, there was nobody there. And what happened next? We got close to our baby, very close, and we looked at him, and he had his eyes open. I looked at the monitors. The heart rate was 134 back then. If I'm not wrong, his oxygen was in the 60s. I'm going from the 50s, 60s, sometimes low, sometimes high, and got surprised. My wife noticed right away that my baby was dressed. He was dressed in, what do you mean he was dressed? He had a white, what do you call it, baptismal, what do you call that? A gown? Yes, a gown. Did you bring that to the hospital? No. Do you know where that came from? I have no idea. By the way, prior to February 21st, 1997, had you had Sam baptized? On the second day he was born. And where was that baptismal done? Where it was? Defendant's counsel, objection. The court sustained. Where he was? Yes. At the intensive care unit where he was? Yes. And up until that point, well, just a moment, I did not answer the other question. Well, up until that point in time, had anyone told you that Sam had been baptized? No. What happened next? We got there and we got surprised because he was still alive, and I fell a few times. He's alive, what's wrong, what's the matter? I remember very well Marjorie talking about his heart rate was not that bad, was good. By the way, who was Marjorie? Marjorie was the nurse in there when we got in. Did you know her from prior occasions in the neonatal intensive care unit? Yes.
It's too fast.
Too fast?
How fast was it?
I lost track. Say 200.
My software says 214.
Oh, yeah? I'll give you another one. Last one.
Skip it.
Yeah, we'll skip that. Ready?
Yeah.
Was it on the same side, though? Yes. At what entrance? This entrance. This awning here is the entrance to the first floor? Yes. You can see up to the porch level on the entrance of your house? Yes. What about number 5? This is the same wall, but closer at the end of the house. It's the same side as before, though? Defendant's counsel. Your Honor, I object on the ground that the question is leading and also suggestive. The court. The objection is overruled. You may answer if you can. It's the same side as before, though. It's the same side as previously? Yes. Again, the bricks that look like they are missing are on the top portion next to the roof? Yes. Were there any bricks missing down on the side of the house? I don't remember that. When Johnson Waterproofing came to replace the bricks on the side of the house, did they replace the entire side of the house, or did they only replace part of it? No, all of it, the whole wall. I am going to show you now what is the last set of photographs that we have here. I see them. Those are 26 to 35, which have been produced by your attorney. All right. I want you to take a quick look at those, and then we will go through each one of them. That is, again, the top of the steps. That is Plaintiff's Exhibit 32. We will take it out. Yes, this one I don't remember. This is Plaintiff's Exhibit 6. All right. You don't know where the stack is? Defendant's counsel. Objection to the leading, Your Honor. The court. The objection is overruled. I am not sure where exactly it is. Is this inside or outside the house, though? I don't know. Take those out. These are all from the basement. Yes. Looking at Plaintiff's Exhibit 7, then, this is from the basement? Yes. Is that the floor or walls? It's a wall. I guess the slit that you took a photograph of is a crack that is going across the top portion of the photograph. Is that correct? Yes. Is it the length of the photograph? Defendant's counsel. Objection to the question as poor in form, Your Honor. The court. Yes, but I'll allow it nonetheless. I believe it's like that. It's the long way? Yes. The picture should be vertical, shouldn't it? Yes. Do you recall the first time that you saw the crack? I don't remember a particular time, but it was like 2003 or 2004. All these photographs that you took and marked 27 through 35 were again taken around the same time as the outer ones? Yes, about the same time. And the depictions again were taken by yourself? Yes. In Plaintiff's Exhibit 28, can you tell me what is in that depiction? This is the wall in the basement too. Is that the top portion of the house? Yes. How would you enter the basement? Through the garage. What is showing in that depiction? There is a hatch in the floor level that you would open up to go down. Defendant's counsel. Objection as to the response, if the court please. The court, I will permit it to stand, counsel. How many steps would it take to go down to your basement? I didn't count them. Is Plaintiff's Exhibit 9 the same wall as shown in Plaintiff's Exhibit 7? This is different. Is it the same slit or a different crack? I think it's the same slit, but a different wall though. I show you listed as Plaintiff's Exhibit 30, this exhibit, yes. And I ask you, is that the basement again? Yes, it shows what? The crawl space. When you moved in, is that now the walls, how they looked in the basement? I did not see it under a microscope. You mean the slit? Yes. You mean this black material? I mean, I do that to the walls. So you don't know why it's there or who did it? No. Was it there when you moved in? Yes. Defense counsel, Your Honor, I object to this whole line of questioning. The photographs speak for themselves. The court, no, I will permit counsel latitude in his examination. Just to go over a few invoices from your attorney. All right. It looks like this invoice from the company is for repair of the roof. Yes. Defense counsel, objection as leading, Your Honor. The court, I will permit it to stand. How much was this invoice for? $100. Is this separate? Yes. They didn't replace the whole roof? No. They repaired certain portions of it? Defendant's counsel, objection, leading, Your Honor. The court, the objection is overruled. It was to extend the roof, to fit the new roof brick in. They extended the roof to cover the new brick that was put up. Defendant's counsel, objection, repetitive, Your Honor. Repeating the witness's answers when it is unnecessary. The court, sustained. Don't repeat the witness's answers, counselor. Now, finally, there is an invoice from October. Yes, it is for how much? $900. Do you recall what that was for? I believe that's the front floor or door. The front door? Yes. Defendant's counsel, objection, Your Honor, irrelevant and immaterial. The court, do you move to strike? Defendant's counsel, yes, I move to strike if the court please. The court, the objection is sustained, the motion is granted. Move on, counselor. Do you know when this was replaced?
That was good.
Could